the egg of an ostrich. Okay, so this is all about the variation in number, shape, and size. Any doubts still here, children? Do you have any doubts? Or am I clear? Please tell me. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.
What you can do is you can write. If you have doubts, you can keep writing in the chat box. We will read out at the end of the session. Okay. So whatever doubt you have, you can write it now. No problem. We will do this in the end. Yes, ma'am. You can proceed.
Yes. Now, let us talk about, we have seen about the variation in the number of the cell and the size and the shape and all. Now, what actually a cell looks like? What are the different parts of the cell? So that we are going to discuss now. The picture which you can see on the screen is actually a animal cell. Okay. So the different parts of the cell, you can see here that it has a cell membrane. Okay, the outer part, this is called as a cell membrane. And inner to that cell membrane, there is a jelly-like structure which fills the cell. This is called as a cytoplasm. Okay. Then in the cytoplasm, in this liquid portion, in the jelly part, you can see that there are number of organelles. You can see this mitochondria. You can see the lysosomes. Okay, these are all the lysosomes. You can see the Golgi apparatus. You can see the mitochondria. Okay, this is the endoplasmic reticulum. These are the various organelles which are found, which are embedded in the cytoplasm. Okay, so the main parts, if you talk about the cell, the main parts comprise of the cell membrane, and inner to the cell membrane there is cytoplasm, and at the center of the cell there is the main body, the brain of the cell, which is called as the nucleus. Okay, so there are three important parts of the cell: the cell membrane, the cytoplasm, and the nucleus. Okay, and in the cytoplasm you will find the rest of the organelles, the lysosomes, the mitochondria, the endoplasmic reticulum. These are all the various organelles. Not only these organelles are there, apart from them there are other organelles also which are found in some of the plant cells. So that we will study when we talk about the plant cells. But basically the cell, each cell, every organism cell will be having a cell membrane, a cytoplasm, and a nucleus. These three things, basically they are present in a cell. Okay, so the different parts of the cell, they are the cell membrane, the cytoplasm, and the nucleus. And in the plant cell, there is one more important part, that is the cell wall. Whereas in the animal cell, we don't find the cell wall. In all the plant cells, whether it is any plant cell, all the plant cells will contain this part which is called as a cell wall. And this cell wall is present outside the cell membrane. Okay, so plant cell will be having the cell wall, whereas the animal cells, other cells will be having the cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. And as I said you that the organelles like the mitochondria, the Golgi bodies, the ribosomes, the chloroplast, lysosomes, all these are present, embedded, floating in the cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is also a very, very important part. Now, one by one, if you look at this diagram of the cell, you can see that this is the cell membrane. So what is the cell membrane? Okay, what is its function? What is its importance in the cell? If you talk about the importance of the cell membrane is also called as the plasma membrane. The other name of the cell membrane is plasma membrane. And its speciality is that it is a semi-permeable membrane. Now, what do we mean by semi-permeable? Semi-permeable means it allows some of the nutrients, some minerals to flow through it, to pass through it, and it will not allow some of the material to pass through it. It is semi-permeable. It permits only some. It doesn't permit some organisms, some nutrients from the other cell. So it is called as a semi-permeable membrane, and it is also called as a plasma membrane. Okay, and what else is the function? It separates the cells from one another. Each cell has a cell membrane. When each cell is having the cell membrane, what it is doing, it is separating one cell from the other cell. And also, if there is any medium around it, if there is anything else, or if there is air, or if there is water, any medium, if it is there, it separates the cell from the surrounding medium. It separates the cell from the rest of the cells also. Not only that, it even gives shape to the cell. Cell membrane even gives shape to the cell. So it is a very, very important part of the cell. Okay, it is semi-permeable. It doesn't allow all the things to pass into the cell. It allows only few selected things to pass through it. It is semi-permeable and it separates, okay, one cell from the other cell, and it even gives shape to the cell. So cell membrane, which is the outermost part of the cell, the importance of it you have known now. Okay, any doubts in this part? You have any queries regarding the cell membrane? You want to ask me anything or shall I proceed?
Students, anything you have, you just type in the chat box or we will proceed. We will just take another 5 minutes to finish, then we will go for question answers. Okay? Okay, great.
Any queries, student? If you have, you please say. Okay, now we have just talked about the cell membrane. I said you that three main parts we have to talk about: the cell membrane, the cytoplasm, and the nucleus. So cell membrane we have seen, okay, it is semi-permeable. It is the, it gives shape to the cell, and it is a partition. It separates one cell from the other cell. So these are the three main things about the cell membrane which we have talked about. Now let us see what is the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm, you can see here the jelly-like structure, which is flowing into the entire cell. And in the cytoplasm only, all the different organs like the nucleus is also embedded in the cytoplasm. Okay, the mitochondria, that means all the organelles, all the different parts of the cell are actually found in the cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is a very, very important part of the cell. It is a jelly-like substance. Okay, and it, where do you find it? In the entire cell it is there, from the cell membrane till the nucleus. It covers everything, and all the components of the cell are embedded in the cytoplasm. Okay, so understood what is cytoplasm and what is the cell membrane? Yes, any queries? Now cytoplasm you have seen, it is a jelly-like substance in which all the organelles are embedded. And I said you the third most important part of the cell is the nucleus, which is located here at the center. Okay, nucleus is also called as the brain of the cell. Okay, it is the central, it tries to control all the functions of the cell. It is the head of the cell. It is the brain of the cell, we can say.
Ma'am,
Okay.
sorry to interrupt. We have a question from Madhu.
Hmm.
Does the cytoplasm protect the parts of the cell?
It, yeah, it protects also. You can say it protects the different parts of the cell, because all the parts of the cell are embedded in that only. So it is jelly-like substance. So it can protect, but actually we don't have as such a point that it protects. But we say that all the organelles are embedded in the cytoplasm. It contains all the organelles.
Sure,
Shall
we
I
can proceed.
proceed?
Yes.
Okay. So nucleus, which is the central part, it is actually the brain of the cell. It controls all the functions of the cell. Now, what is this nucleus made up of? See, nucleus is also made up of, nucleus is spherical. First of all, its shape, it is spherical in shape, and it is located at the center of the cell. And the nucleus is separated from the cytoplasm by a nuclear membrane. Like the cell has the cell membrane around it, similarly, a nucleus also has a nuclear membrane around it. Nucleus contains a nuclear membrane which separates it from the cytoplasm. Okay, and inside the nuclear membrane, again there is a black body which is called as the nucleolus. Okay, and inside the nucleolus we can find thread-like structures. Thin thread-like structures are found inside the nucleus, which are called as the chromosomes. Have you heard about this term, chromosomes? Chromosomes are very, very important for the transferring the characteristics from the parents to the offspring, because chromosomes contain genes. Genes are very, very important. Do you know what are genes and what are chromosomes? You have any idea regarding these terms, children? What are genes? What are chromosomes? Any idea? Yes or no?
Someone said no, so you can just explain that, ma'am.
Okay. See, you might have heard people saying that if the child looks like his father, the eyes are exactly like the father. Someone may say the hair are exactly like the mother. But how does this character comes? Have you ever thought about this thing? How can a child hair be like that of mother, or how can a child's height be like that of a father? It is just because of the genes. This term which you are hearing, no, genes, this all is about the genes only. The genes in our body, there are number of genes. Our body contains number of genes which are present in the cells, in the nucleus of the cells, and their function is to transfer the characteristics, the features of the parents to the offspring. That's why a child resembles the parents. You might have heard that, you know, a particular child's features or the body movements or the body language is like that of the parents, or even the likes and dislikes will be like that of the parents. Their hobbies may be similar, their hobbies may not be similar. Have you ever thought about these things? If the father is a very good runner, son also will be a very good runner. Actor's son will be a very good actor. Why is this so? Have you thought about this? This is all because of the genes. The genes are responsible for the transfer of characters from the parents to the offspring. So these genes are actually found on the chromosomes, and these chromosomes, how they look like, they are just thread-like structures. They are long thread-like structures which are present inside the nucleus. Okay, inside the nucleus. Okay, and this nucleus, which is the central part I said you, it also comprises of three parts like the cell. It has the nuclear membrane, it has the nucleoplasm, like there is a cytoplasm in the cell. In the nucleus there will be a nucleoplasm. This detailed structure of the nucleus, no, you have in your higher standards only. But for your information I am telling you what it comprises of. Okay, nucleus contains a nuclear membrane, and inside that nuclear membrane there will be a nucleoplasm. Like in the cell there is cytoplasm, a jelly like structure. Similarly, in the nucleus the jelly like substance is present which is called as the nucleoplasm, and in the center of that nucleoplasm there will be a dark structured, a spherical structure which is called as a nucleolus. Okay, so in the nucleolus and around the nucleolus you will find chromosomes which contain the genes which are responsible for the transfer of characters from the parent to the offspring. Is this clear? Am I clear? Did you all understand what it is, nucleus? Or you want me to repeat anything? This nucleus. See, here it is written as DNA. Okay, nucleus, you can see the outer membrane here. This is called as a nuclear membrane. And this portion, this whole portion is called as the nucleoplasm. And at the center, there will be a spherical structure which is called as a nucleolus. And there will be chromosomes and the genes present in the nucleus which are responsible, which carry, transfer the characteristics from the parents to the offsprings.
We have a question
Clear?
from Annabelle. She's asking, genes same as DNA because it is written as DNA in the picture. So I think you just
No,
explain.
DNA has genes on it. See, DNA's full form is deoxyribose nucleic acid. In our body, there are two types of nucleic acids. DNA is
Can
a
you please
nucleic acid, that is a deoxyribose.
can you please repeat that full form again, ma'am? Maybe they will write it
Yeah,
down.
yeah. Deoxyribose nucleic acid. D stands for deoxyribose. This is a type of a sugar. Okay, deoxyribose nucleic acid. Okay, there is one more type of nucleic acid that is called as the ribonucleic acid, RNA. DNA and RNA, and genes are present both in the DNA and RNA. Okay, so that's why it is written here as the DNA. Chromosomes will be having the DNA will contain the genes. These are all the internal parts. When you study about genetics, when you study about inheritance, no, you will be studying in detail about this DNA and RNA, all these things, how the genes function, what are the characteristics, how they are the transfer of characters happen, the different types of genes, chromosomes which we have, all you will be studying in detail in the higher class. Did you note it down?
So, ma'am, we have to wrap it up in next 5 minutes because we'll start with the question answer after that.
Okay. So I hope everyone understood whatever I have explained it to you in today's session. Are you all ready for my questions? Or you want any clarification from me? You want to clear any doubts? Or shall I proceed with the questions, children? Okay. I don't think anyone is having any doubt. So let us the cell. Can anyone tell me who has discovered the cell first time? Who discovered the cell?
Robert Hooke.
Great.
Robert Hooke. Very good answer. Now, can you tell me, Robert Hooke, for the first time he has observed the cells. Were these dead cells or were they living cells? The cells observed by Robert Hooke, were they dead cells or living cells?
They were dead cells.
Good, very good. Good children. So first time the cells was observed by Robert Hooke and they were dead cells. Okay, very good. Can now anyone tell me how many cells are found in the human body? In the human body, how many cells are found?
Trillions or thousand
More
billions.
than
More than 3
more than
trillion. Three?
yes,
How many? Three
more
what?
than
Millions?
trillion.
Billions or trillions?
I think everybody
3
is saying
billions?
trillions.
3 trillions or 3 millions? Very good. 3 trillion cells are there. Can you tell me what is this trillion? What do you mean by this trillion?
Thousand billions.
Great.
1,000 billions. So imagine how big the number is. But is it that all organisms will be containing trillions of cells? Can you name any other exception, other organism which has only one cell? An organism which contains only one cell?
Amoeba, Persian, something.
Paramecium, very good. Euglena is also there. So what do we call the organisms which contain only one cell? What do we call them? What do we call the organisms which contain only one cell?
Come on, it's an easy one.
One.
Yes.
What is the one? What do we say in biological terms? One.
Photostat unicellular organism. Yes, that's correct.
Unicellular organisms. So unicellular organisms contain only one cell. And human
Maraki.
beings contain
Sorry, ma'am.
millions of cells.
Maraki, can you please mute yourself? Maraki, can you please mute? Maraki. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. Please proceed. I think the students are really intelligent. You need to ask them some tough questions now.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is just our intro class first session.
Yes.
Okay, in which we have
they're doing
discussed a very
nice.
easy topic which all have. I think you all know about this thing. Okay, because your questions are regarding DNA and RNA, which are related to heredity and inheritance, which we have in 10th standard actually. So we will discuss with regarding that also. But let us have a quick revision recap of what you have already done. Okay, that's why I'm discussing with you all these questions.
Okay.
Because
Ma'am,
these basics
we can just
important.
give maybe 2-3 minutes for students to ask questions. So now, since
No
you have
problem.
understood the chapter, everyone, and ma'am asked you few questions, you answered also. Anything that you have, please, everyone can participate and ask questions. Who wants to start first? Adabel? Maraki? Abhisana, come on. Okay, someone said it's all clear for me. Right? It's nice to know.
Okay. No one is having any query?
So I think
I have a question.
Yes.
Yes, please.
I didn't understand the part where about the tissues and the organism at the beginning of the chapter.
Okay, okay. It's a very simple concept. Wait, I'll explain it to you. Let me just open it. See, you're talking about this, no? See, in this, what I
Is
wanted
that
to
correct,
tell you
Annabelle?
is,
You want to understand about this?
regarding this only you wanted explanation, no? How the tissues and how the organs are formed?
Annabelle, can you please respond?
Could you repeat, please?
Is this
Yes.
what you want to know?
Yes.
Great. Yes, ma'am, please continue.
Yeah. See, as I said you, our body is made up of trillions of cells. Okay. And cells, you can see here, this is one cell. There will be trillions of such type of cells in the body. So these cells, when they combine together, no, they form one tissue. This is called as a tissue. Okay. So out of the trillions of cells, few hundreds of cells may combine to form a tissue. Okay, this is just one tissue. Similarly, there will be number of tissues also. And these tissues, when they combine, they form an organ. You can see here the organ, this is stomach. Okay, so by the combination, by the union of the tissues, organs are formed. And when the organs unite, when the organs assemble, they form the organ system. And when the organ systems coordinate with each other, when they unite with each other, they form an organism. This is what I wanted to say you. Every organism, basically, when we say that the cell is the basic structural and the functional unit, why we say this thing? Because organism is ultimately made up of what? A cell. From the cell forms a tissue, from the tissue forms the organ, from the organ forms an organ system, and from the organ systems an organism. So if you go back, this backward flow, if you look at, organism is formed up of organ systems. That is made up of organs. Organs in turn are made up of tissues, and tissues in turn are made up of cells. That's why ultimately cell is the basic structural and the functional unit of the organism. Okay, this is what I wanted to say you. This is how the organization is done in our body with the help of the cell.
Great.
Okay,
Thank you, ma'am. Is
I
that
hope
clear?
I'm clear.
Annabelle, is that clear?
Yes.
Great. Okay, next
Anyone
question.
else?
Who wants to ask the next question? Come on. No more questions? Okay. So no problem. What you can do is you can take 1 day or 2 day. You can revise the chapter again. And I am just typing my email address here. Okay. Okay, I have typed my email address. In case any one of you has any doubt on this chapter, you can email me anytime. I'm available 24/7 and ma'am will help you answer that question. Okay. So next weekend when we meet, ma'am, you can just remove your screen sharing. We can just,
Yes.
yes, thank
Yeah.
you. So what I'm saying is next week when we meet, we will have question answers based on this chapter. And in between, say tomorrow or day after tomorrow, if anyone has any doubt on cell chapter, you can just mail me anytime and we will surely help you. And I really want to thank everyone. Everyone has been a very, very, very good audience, very patient, and you really have done very well answering all the questions that ma'am has asked. So last request, can now everyone turn on their cameras, please, for just 30 seconds? Everyone, come on. We will take a good picture of ourselves and we will post it tomorrow. And we will tag all our friends. Come on, let's do it, everyone. Turn on your cameras. Great, thank you. Come on, come on. I see someone dancing. Nice. Come on, everyone. Yeah, I like the Ethiopian dance, correct? You move your shoulders, right? I saw that happening. Come on, few more people. Please turn on your cameras fast. We will take a very nice picture and we'll post it tomorrow. We'll tag our friends. We will invite more people. Abhisanyar, come on, help me us. Please, Vinia, Michael. Come on, everyone. Still few more to go. So how was today's session? Did everyone like it? You can just type on the chat box.
I did.
Great.
Yes, I did.
Was it helpful? You can unmute, no problem. We can now see each other. Yes, we will get familiar. You can see, of course, you have been seeing ma'am, but it is good that even ma'am sees you all. So Biniam and Ermias, can you please just get your video on? How was the session, everyone? Was it fantastic? Was it nice? It was amazing. Betam amasaganalo. So what we will do? Is she? So what I'll do? Great. So what I'll do is, okay, what is your favorite posture? You know, when you are taking pictures, just say that all at once. All at once, we'll say cheese or something, and I'll take a picture. What do you want to say? Anyone? Give me idea. Come on.
It's good with cheese, I think.
Sorry.
I am good with the cheese.
Cheese. Okay. No problem. We'll say cheese together. Okay. And we'll say and we'll just say cheese, and we'll take picture. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Cheese, everyone.
Cheese.
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 Great. Thank you. So thank you all for being a part of today's session. You write to me. I have given my email address. Okay. Whatever questions you have, write to me anytime. We will answer you. And ma'am, really thank you. It was a very nice session. And we'll connect next weekend. Okay.
Thank you, all of you.
Have a good night.
You all were really good audience, good students. No? Very good children.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Ciao. Ciao, everyone. Bye.
Ciao.
See you. Good night. Bye.
Ciao. Thank you, madam.